Welcome to Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. I'm a board-certified music therapist, author, and expert on how to use music to relieve stress fast. This episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold is sponsored by Dr. Nisi, trainer and certifier of master and executive coaches, because she believes every person, every relationship, every business, and your finances should be extraordinary. Find out more about Dr. Nisi Moore and the Life Coaching Institute at www.drnisi.com. That's DRNEECIE.com. Hello and welcome to another episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. It's so great to be with you and I'm so glad you're here. I've got a new track for you and I'm really excited about it. It's called Dreams because as soon as the first line arrived under my fingertips, I felt this dreamy sensation that instantly inspired each subsequent line of music. For those that don't know, I write my songs and my music using a loop pedal and an acoustic guitar, and sometimes a shaker, but not on this track. All the bass and the drums are also done on my guitar as well. I basically begin with a single line. Could be a melody, but it's often a chord progression of some sort, and then I just let the next line write itself. I don't hear the entire thing at once. But once I capture the first line, the rest of the music pretty much writes itself almost instantly. The only thoughts I have leading into the session are whether it's going to be on my classical guitar or my steel string, and whether it's going to be up-tempo and upbeat or down-tempo and chill. The other thing is that at this point in my podcast's journey, I'm pretty much out of pre-existing ideas. So I just sit down every other Tuesday morning with a blank sonic canvas. And I know by dinner time, something fun is going to exist that didn't when I woke up that morning. I trust the process, and well, it works. It often takes a little more time after dinner or the next morning to finish up the mix and this introduction and the artwork, but that's my creative process in a nutshell. And as always, I like to look at how life and art are metaphors for each other. Today, what I see is that my life has a creative process to it as well. If we look at a finished podcast episode as the result or output on a micro level, my life as it looks today is also a result on a more macro level. My creative process when it comes to my life is really a function of my values, or what I think is most important. I might not have conceived myself to begin this journey, but at this stage, I believe that each one of us is the one behind the wheel, steering our process towards our results. So, where do you want to go? What do you dream of being, doing, or having? What's the creative process that will take you there? After reading enough stories of ordinary people overcoming extraordinary odds and obstacles to make their dreams come true, I'm convinced that if we just trust the process and don't make the mistake of trying to predict the timeline, that's a rookie move, we can all make at least some of our dreams come true. Oh, and just because you think you missed out on one particular dream in your past doesn't sentence you to missing out on the dreams of your future. You just need the courage to dream again. And believe me, I know how much courage that takes. So, sit back, relax. Maybe allow a dream of yours to really take shape in your mind's eye while you listen along. And I'll see you on the other side. Thanks so much for checking out this episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. I've got a couple of resources for you, which you can find in the show notes or you can listen to right here. So check it out. If you enjoy the sound of my voice and you enjoy the sound of my guitar, imagine them put together. Go to sonicrecovery.com and take your very own relaxation vacation, where I take you out of the stress of the present moment and back in time to a time when you felt happy, healthy, safe, and sober, and then walk you through that memory so you can bring back those feelings into the challenges you're facing today. So go check that out. It's at sonicrecovery.com. If you're a healthcare worker in recovery, check out the Music in Recovery Self-Care Guide for healthcare professionals that I created just for you. That's at hcp.sonicrecovery.com. And if you're a healthcare worker and you'd like more information about how to help your patients use music, you can check out the Music Medicine Guide that I created just for you at musicmedicineguide.com. Lastly, if you enjoyed the pod and you haven't done it yet, would you just take a minute to rate and review it? It really only takes about 60 seconds, believe it or not, and it would go a long way to help us make more people know just how good this pod is, particularly for healthcare workers and their stress. Thanks again. See you next time.